Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Adrienne, and I want to welcome you to Feeling Your Feelings Story Time. I've collected a group of stories that help kids address their feelings and find appropriate ways to talk about them and work those feelings out. The first story I have, it's called The Magic Finger by Ronald Dahl. And we're just going to get into the story and ask questions and answer them. So I hope you're ready for a great story. So let's get started. The farm next to our is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Gregg. The Greggs have two children. Both of them are boys. Their names are Philip and William. Sometimes I go over there to their farm to play with them. I'm a girl and I am 8 years old. Philip is also 8 years old. William is 3 years older. He is 10. What? Oh, all right then. He is 11. Last week, something very funny happened to the Gregg family, and I am going to tell you about it as best I can. So, this is the kids playing in a tree. You have the narrator and the two Gregg boys, Philip and William. So let's see what happens. Now, the one thing about Mr. Gregg and his two boys loved to do more than anything else was to go hunting. Every Saturday morning, they would take their guns and go off into the woods to look for animals and bears to shoot. Even Philip, who was only 8 years old, had a gun of his own. I can't stand hunting. I just can't stand it. Mm, it doesn't seem like she likes hunting at all, does it? It doesn't seem right to me that men and boys should kill animals just for the fun they get out of it. So I used to try to stop Philip and William from doing it. Every time I went over to their farm, I would do my best to talk them out of it. But they only laughed at me. How do you think she felt when they laughed at her? Think it made her feel good? I don't think so. Let's read on. I even said something about it once to Mr. Gregg, but he just walked past me as if I wasn't there. So, how do you think she felt when Mr. Gregg ignored her? Do you think she was happy about it? Do you think she was sad about it? Hmm. We'll find out how she really felt. Let's keep reading. Then one Saturday morning, I saw Philip and William coming out of the woods with their father, and they were carrying a lovely young deer. This made me so cross that I started shouting at them. Do you know what the word cross means? Do you think it means she was happy? Do you think it means she felt silly? Or do you think it means she was mad? I think she was mad. Let's keep reading and find out. The boys laughed and made faces at me, and Mr. Gregg told me to go home and mind my own P's and Q's. Well, that did it. Now, she said that with an exclamation point. I saw red. And before I was able to stop myself, I did something I never meant to do. I wonder what she did. I put the magic finger on them all. Oh dear, oh dear. I even put it on Mrs. Gregg, who wasn't there. I put it on the whole Greg family. For months, I had been telling myself that I would never put the magic finger upon anyone again, not after what happened to my teacher, old Mrs. Winter. Hmm, I guess she's going to tell us what happened to Mrs. Winter. Poor old Mrs. Winter. One day we were in class and she was teaching us spelling. Stand up, she said to me, and spell cat. That's a very easy one, I said. K-A-T. You are a stupid little girl, Mrs. Winter said. Do you think the teacher should have called her stupid? Hmm. Let's keep reading and find out. I'm not a stupid little girl, I cried. I am a very nice little girl. Go and stand in the corner, Mrs. Winter said. Then I got cross and I saw red and I put the magic finger on Mrs. Winter, good and strong. And almost at once, guess what? What do you think happened? Let's find out together. Whiskers began growing out of her face. They were long black whiskers, just like the ones you see on a cat, only bigger. And how they grew. Before we had time to think, they were out to her ears. Of course, excuse me, of course, the whole class started screaming with laughter. And then Mrs. Winter said, will you be so kind as to tell me what you find so madly funny, all of you? What do you think everyone found so funny? And when she turned around to write something on the blackboard, we saw that she had grown a tail as well. It was a huge, bushy tail. I can't begin to tell you what happened after that. To tell you what happened after that, but if any of you are wondering whether Mrs. Winter is quite all right again now, the answer is no. And she never will be. Hmm. The magic finger is something I have been able to do all my life. I can't tell you just how I do it because I don't even know myself. Hmm. But it always seems to happen when I get cross, when I see red. Then I get very, very hot all over. Then the tip of the forefinger of my right hand begins to tingle most terribly. And suddenly a sort of flash comes out of me. A quick flash, like something electric. It jumps out and touches the person who made me cross. And after that, the magic finger is upon him or her, and things begin to happen. Well, the magic finger was now upon the whole of the Gregg family, and there was no taking it off again. I ran home and waited for things to happen. They happened fast. I shall now tell you what those things were. I got the whole story from Philip and William the next morning after it was all over. Mm. So let's stop right there and focus on our narrator's feelings. So, what does the word cross mean? Do you think when she's cross, she's happy? No. When she's cross, do you think it means she's sad? Not quite. Do you think when she's cross, she feels silly? Not so. I think when she's cross, it means she's mad. How do we know she's mad or angry? Hmm. She says someone usually ignores what she's been saying or they insult her. Can you tell me the times that someone ignored her? Hmm. I think when she was telling William and Philip how she didn't like hunting, how they laughed at her. I think when she was trying to talk to Mr. Gregg, how he ignored her and acted like she wasn't even there. And she gave you an example of how her teacher, Mrs. Winter, called her stupid. Hmm. Those things didn't make her happy or feel glad or proud. She had a negative feeling. And she let us know when she's cross and then she sees red, she doesn't know how to control those feelings. So I guess we're going to have to wait till the next time to see what happened to Philip and William and the rest of the Gregg family. So if you like this portion of the story, please listen for the next time because we're going to keep reading about the magic finger. So I'm going to tell you, like I always, listen, listen, listen for the next one. Bye, you guys. And thanks for joining me for Feeling Your Feelings Story Time.